lot about stepping down, and then he talks about, how he's thought about stepping down, but he then says, stepping down is the easy option. And he believes, he quotes that saying, living is not easy, kind of giving up is easy. So he said that he's not going to give up, he's not going to step down. Instead, what he's going to be doing is some heavy restructuring of Monsta Infinite. So they're going to really push hard now to restructure and deliver more often, to address all of the issues, all of the delays that came about, all of the negative sentiments around, the kind of token and whatnot that's been kind of popping up. And they're just going to tackle all of it. And, he has decided to, just as an incentive, maybe just as a push to himself, he is taking 1,000 BNB tokens from his own personal account, and he is putting it on the line where if Monsta Infinite's token does not hit the top 200 market cap coins by the end of this year, he's giving away that 1,000 BNB from his own personal account to all the money holders. And just to put it into perspective, 1,000 BNB, that's like, $600,000. And, when the money circulating supply is like, $15 million, he's basically giving away like 3% of the circulating supply in BNB as a dollar equivalent, which is a big chunk for someone to be wagering, like one individual to just be giving away like that. So that is pretty huge. I think he's very confident because I believe he probably knows what is going to be coming. And, this kind of thing is all done via smart contract. So, I think they're going to have like a release based off of if the Monsta Infinite token isn't at a certain rank at that date. So we'll just we'll see what happens. But it's actually quite like when you read this article fully, you realize just how bullish this article is. He kind of goes on to say, to prove my sincerity and commitment to this project, I'll be pledging 1,000 BNB worth of money from my own financials into the wallet address, and then publicly announce the wallet address. And he basically like gives the address there. But the whole concept of it's not money holders, it's at least one monster holder, which is good. I'm happy with that. But just on that point, I think it's very, very important to distinguish that the Monsta team, they were already doing quite well relative to most projects. It's just they grew way too fast. And this is the problem with a lot of projects. When they grow too fast, they don't have the infrastructure to, manage all of the kind of deadlines associated with their roadmap. They have, priorities related to scaling. They have to kind of restructure. They have to, onboard a lot of people. They have to kind of, implement some form of kind of, I guess, a tiered management system as well, just so they have a better idea of what, what's happening in like every part of the project, and just to kind of, collaborate in the most effective way possible and just manage that workload. So he's done this. Super, super bullish now, even more bullish. We'll just check again and see if our MONI token has been purchased. We're halfway there, $1,040 out of 2,091. That's fine. It's quite going to hold, but we can see that the sell orders are starting to reduce a lot and the buy orders are picking up. So it might be, I think I'll leave this, but, I think we're kind of sat at where the bottom pretty much is. The lowest I ever saw MONI token go like since the pre-launch was, since the launch was like just slightly under $1. Since then, I've never seen it go that low, except for today. And I think that's just attribute to the article. Now, what is my concern? Well, if we have a look at this, so this is kind of the activity of MONI token between the 90 minutes as of today, this morning. And this is what happened. 1, 2, 3 people. If we just focus on these top 3 people, okay, just the top 3 people, these 3 people have purchased, over $500,000 of MONI tokens within this 90-minute period. $500,000 worth of MONI tokens, in a $50 million market cap, like that's like over 3% of the circulating supply. A couple of people, like 3 people have purchased over 3% of the circulating supply worth of MONI tokens in that 90 minutes. And they did this right when the article was dropped. And a bunch of people were panic selling. A few people basically took the money tokens held by thousands of people. And this always happens in every project, right? As soon as there's a bit of FUD, okay, this happens in every project that I've been in that ends up being successful in the future, right? Because a lot of these whales, they know what they're doing. They get, they may even get, certain information that might not be entirely disclosed to the public, but they get in, they wait for these opportunities, and then they basically accumulate at the bottom when these kind of things happen. And then when the price goes up, they'll sell again. And then other people kind of see that the price is going down, they'll panic sell, and then these whales will accumulate at a lower price than what they sold at. Their bag size increases, and then just keep repeating that again and again and again until the project finally launches the main things that people are looking forward to, and then the price skyrockets, and then these whales have a much bigger slice of the pie. That's basically how it works. So I knew this was going to happen. This is exactly what happened. This is why I did my research. I kind of put out a statement about exactly what the article is referring to. That eased some people's minds. And right now, what we're seeing, which is why I'm buying, is these huge like kind of volume sell orders, and then they're followed by these kind of huge volume buy orders. It's not like these small little wallet holders. Like, these are some big guys, and they're basically doing exactly what I just explained to you. And I've seen this happen in loads and loads of projects. So if we just have a look back again, it looks like our order has gone through. So we now have some more money tokens. So just on the exchange, we've got nearly 10,000 money tokens. Most of my money, I keep, it's kind of like, it's actually staked, as well as in breeding and whatnot as well. Just because, I like spreading my money tokens out. I'm kind of using it for various different things, but I do have a new strategy I will be sharing. I'm going to be testing it out a bit more, but it's a very, very, I would say, relatively low risk way of maximizing your money return. So so far I've made at least a 10x off of this strategy, so I will be sharing it eventually. But if we go to the price of money, so right now we are actually on gate.io, which is good. So if we can go to the full screen now, if we just zoom out a bit, and let's go to the 4-hourly chart actually. Okay, so on the 4-hourly chart, we can see, we have been on a consistent downtrend. Now, the reason why I've found this to be one of the best buying entry points like ever is if we just have a look across, we've only ever really touched this $1 region. Okay, if we ignore the launch because the price shot up, we only ever touched it kind of like, close to the launch right here at this point, $1.04, $1.05. And right now we're at kind of like, pretty much sat at $1. So the price has never really come this low. And so I believe this is a very, very good point of support. And remember, the price did peak to, about $5. And with this bullish article, with the restructuring, once the game is out, once they've released more utility, this is where I can see a very comfortable 5x at least. So that's why I am buying more money tokens. Now, that being said, could we go lower? Well, I really don't see us going down to like, these 0.5 cents, levels. Like, that's definitely not going to happen. But could we go lower than that? I think if we get a really, really big dump by the whales, we could probably come back to this 0.7 cent range. But, the market cap is just way too low. Like, there are people who could literally buy the entire circulating supply market cap with, their one wallet. That's how low the market cap is. So given the potential downside, we could like go down maybe 30-40% more at worst, I would say. But given the potential upside, we're looking at 500% at the peak. So I would say risk to reward ratio, I'm risking about 30% for 400%. And I think that for me is very, very lucrative given where they are right now with the project. They are kind of like going through some struggles, but I know they'll deliver because so far they've delivered quite well. May not have been to the exact deadlines that we were expecting, but they did deliver. So